Stripe and PayPal are giants in the online payment processing space, but are they right for your business, and are there any good alternatives? Stick around to find out. With its slew of interconnected products ranging from mobile payments to financing services, it's safe to say that PayPal is a household name. And Stripe, while more of a behind-the-scenes processor with less brand recognition, also has a long list of very popular clients and partners. Both are popular ways of processing payments for e-commerce. You've probably used them both. But which is better for your business? Let's dig into the details. Stripe and PayPal are both online credit card processors primarily focused on e-commerce. Both support invoicing and recurring billing. PayPal is a trusted name and is incredibly easy to use, but Stripe offers a deeper feature set thanks to powerful developer tools. Stripe is also cheaper for many merchants on a per transaction basis, though some merchants will end up paying a bit less per transaction with PayPal, whose pricing has become more complex as of late. Stripe is an all-in-one payment processor, combining a payment gateway with a third-party payment processor's functionality. This is a take-it-or-leave-it deal. You can't buy just one or the other. Though it is possible to use Stripe for point-of-sale transactions, it's almost entirely focused on e-commerce. To that end, Stripe offers a powerful suite of developer tools for integrating into your shopping cart or e-commerce site. With international transactions, Stripe provides robust support for numerous currencies and payment methods, as well as other quality of life features that can help you navigate VATs and exchange rates. PayPal is easily one of the biggest brands in e-commerce, with services ranging from digital wallets to loans. It also offers merchants payment processing through its recently rebranded PayPal for Business, now known as PayPal Commerce. PayPal Commerce is primarily focused on e-commerce, but it can be used to take point-of-service payments through PayPal Zettle, the brand's mobile processing app, or through a third-party partner. And while PayPal generally has a reputation for being user-friendly, the service does have a pretty robust set of developer tools, particularly in its latest incarnation. That said, PayPal Commerce shouldn't be confused with a more developer-facing PayPal service, Braintree, which also offers individual merchant accounts rather than third-party processing. And while they are remarkably similar, let's sum up some of the key differences between Stripe and PayPal Commerce. The first is the cost per transaction. Unless you're loaded up with advanced features, Stripe is cheaper per transaction than PayPal for most merchants. And while this may not be a big deal if you're a very low volume business, the cost difference will add up very, very quickly. And if there's one thing that really stands out between the services, it's ease of use. PayPal is designed for it, Stripe is not. On the other hand, PayPal's ease of use comes at the cost of customizability. If you have a developer, you can fine-tune Stripe in ways you may not be able to do with PayPal. The difference in ACH support is simple. Stripe has it and PayPal Commerce doesn't. Point of sale is not either service's forte, but PayPal offers more mature POS options and offers them at a better processing rate than Stripe. Digital Wallet is PayPal's signature service and is handy in its own right. Stripe doesn't offer anything comparable. There's also not much competition in breadth of services. While Stripe has a bigger ecosystem than your typical payment processor, PayPal is on an entirely different level. So if you want a quick idea of which processor will be better for you, here's our take. Choose Stripe if you own a business with complex and specific e-commerce needs, process ACH payments, have an in-house development team or are a developer yourself, want competitive flat rate pricing. Choose PayPal if you want an easy-to-use solution for your e-commerce needs, want to make use of PayPal's digital wallet ecosystem, want to do some card-present transactions, want to do cryptocurrency transactions in the future. Both Stripe and PayPal are expandable services, meaning there are a lot, and I do mean a lot, of optional features you can buy to expand their functionality, but at their basic level, they have simple, predictable, flat rate pricing. One of the bigger differences between them is in how Stripe and PayPal handle invoices. Stripe charges a specific fee for invoices after you've exhausted your allotment of freebies. PayPal, on the other hand, doesn't have a separate pricing scheme for invoices. When the customer pays you, you're charged at normal transaction rates. PayPal's August 2021 transaction fee hike has affected a number of different pricing elements for the service. It is possible to reduce the fee by opting into advanced credit and debit card payments, though this will require you to submit additional information about your business to PayPal and wait for approval. And even with advanced payments, the fixed portion of your per transaction fee will be 19 cents higher than that of Stripe at 49 cents versus Stripe's 30 cents. And unlike Stripe, it is possible to use PayPal's gateway service separately from PayPal's other functionality. This service is free if you're cool with using checkout, or $25 a month if you want to really dive into the guts and customize it on your own terms. PayPal charges an additional $5 a month for its payments advanced service, which includes hosted checkout pages. For $30 a month, you can sign up for Payments Pro, which includes both the hosted payment pages and a virtual terminal. Recurring billing is another $10 a month fee. And these are all optional costs. For a more detailed look at PayPal's payment processing, check out our PayPal review and our article, How Much Does PayPal Charge? The complete guide to PayPal credit card processing fees. I'll drop that link in the description below. Stripe has broken its billing tools down into two tiers, Starter and Scale. The starter plan for billing is free for the first 1 million in recurring transactions. After that threshold, Stripe charges 0.4% per transaction on top of processing costs. The scale plan charges 0.7 per transaction. However, as a trade-off, Stripe offers a discount on ACH credits and wire transfers, as well as access to Stripe Sigma, which would be a separate charge on its own. Stripe's advanced features generally add a small fee to your per transaction costs. While intuitive, this system can get a bit complicated if you start juggling multiple advanced features. Because of this, you'll want to monitor what features you're using and under what circumstances you're using them. Check out our Stripe review and the complete guide to Stripe pricing, processing fees, and costs for a complete look at what using Stripe's additional tools will cost you. I'll drop that link in the description below. Specifically, using Connect and Sigma will incur additional fees, as will billing, which I covered above. Now, as for which is cheaper, with PayPal's August 2021 price hike, the answer in most cases is going to be Stripe. Most merchants will find that the bulk of their transactions cost more with PayPal under its new pricing scheme. Unless you're loading your Stripe transactions up with advanced features, that's a massive difference in cost from the start. And on top of that, Stripe's fees tend to be less expensive than PayPal's. That doesn't necessarily mean Stripe will deliver more value, but if you're looking to minimize costs, it's the obvious choice at this point. Both Stripe and PayPal have an enormous number of integrations should you want to expand their functionality, ranging from shopping carts to accounting software to email marketing services. While both services are extremely well supported at the niche level, Stripe is able to accommodate some services that PayPal does not. This is most apparent when it comes to customer relationship management, CRM software. Note that Stripe is often pre-integrated into e-commerce shopping carts. In fact, this is the best way to get Stripe if you don't want the hassle of setting up via a developer. For the average merchant, PayPal Commerce will be significantly easier to use. Both Stripe and PayPal make it easy for customers to pay merchants, but as a merchant, your experience setting up your payment processing will be quite a bit different. While PayPal does offer tools for developers, it's designed for almost anyone to be able to set up and start taking payments. If you're happy with the basic functionality of PayPal, you can get by just fine with passing a little bit of code into your website. Stripe also integrates directly with third-party e-commerce platforms for easy setup. That's a typical plugin. You can certainly go this route, but if that's all you're after, I honestly don't know why you wouldn't choose PayPal or even Square, both of which offer identical pricing and comparable contract terms with better user experience. Beyond that, you're going to have to get your hands dirty with code. All in all, even though there are some differences, PayPal and Stripe are pretty evenly matched in the quality of customer support and the variety of customer support. Just because a company has multiple support channels and a phone number to call or even a Twitter support account doesn't mean that the actual customer service is any good. While I'm happy to see that both PayPal and Stripe are trying to make it easy for customers to reach them, we can't overlook the fact that the quality of both companies' customer service is dubious at best. Both companies struggle with providing a consistently strong customer service experience to their clients. Stripe has expanded their customer support efforts, but that hasn't necessarily translated into improved customer reviews. Meanwhile, whether you have a great or poor customer service experience with PayPal seems like a coin flip. There appears to be a considerable discrepancy between reps. PayPal and Stripe fill nearly identical niches. so it should be no surprise that their feature sets closely resemble each other. Their bread and butter is online payment processing, and both competently deliver the goods by charging a flat rate processing fee. Both offer strong support for international commerce and the ability to customize payment processes through code. That said, the devil is in the details. These aren't identical services going under a different name, but two subtly different ways to accomplish many of the same goals. And with PayPal now charging more for its services, you'll want to know if it's delivering the goods. There are 3 service plans for PayPal. PayPal Checkout is a supplemental option you can add to your existing payments page if you already accept credit card payments through other processors or integrate with an e-commerce platform. PayPal will offer your customers an option to check out with PayPal as well as PayPal Credit and Venmo based on what user data it has available. If you don't have another payment processor, PayPal essentially becomes your primary processor on the advanced plan. You can build your payment buttons and simply copy-paste some code onto your site to enable PayPal as your shopping cart. You'll also get hosted checkout templates, which allow customers to stay on your website during their purchase instead of being rerouted to PayPal's website. Costing $5 a month, the advanced plan is customizable but doesn't require a lot of technical knowledge. Get your standard PayPal features, hosted checkout pages, and a virtual terminal for a monthly fee and processing costs. Customers worried about PCI compliance may appreciate that PayPal Checkout takes the issue entirely out of your hands. By redirecting customers to its site to complete transactions, PayPal effectively puts all the PCI compliance issues under its own roof. The PayPal Payments Advanced Pro plans do allow you to keep the customer on your own website for the entire transaction, but this means taking on some of the burdens of PCI compliance yourself. Even then, PayPal offers tools like transparent redirects to make things easier. PayPal's other services include PayPal Zettle, mobile point of sale, online and in-app invoicing, donation and buy buttons, mass payouts. Plus, if you want to sell in person, PayPal offers several integrations with leading POS systems for retail and food businesses with predictable flat rate pricing. Stripe doesn't have service plans the way PayPal does. Your access to Stripe's payment processing features remains the same regardless of which other features and tools you choose to use. Stripe's online payment processing tools include support for credit cards, ACH, and localized payment methods, support for online and in-app checkouts, a pre-built embeddable checkout form, plus the ability to either build a form from scratch or pre-built components, invoicing, recurring billing, and subscription tools. Instead, Stripe offers numerous add-ons you can tack onto your service a la carte, such as Stripe Billing, which includes Stripe's invoicing, recurring billing, and subscription models. Additional noteworthy features include Stripe Radar, which are advanced fraud management tools, Stripe Sigma, a SQL-based business intelligence tool, Stripe Connect, Stripe's marketplace and platform building tools, and Stripe Issuing, which generates physical and virtual cards for purposes such as employee expense accounts. Both Stripe and PayPal offer standardized, pre-built checkout experiences for customers who don't want to bother diving into code. These checkout suites provide the basics, taking payment information under the payment processor's branded label. But if you don't want to use these, you'll have to design your own. PayPal allows developers to make some tweaks to the PayPal checkout experience to alter visuals, make having a PayPal account optional for the customer, provide or request additional information to and from the customer, and automatically return the customer to your website after checkout. Stripe offers similar opportunities. Developers can change the look of checkout to better reflect your branding, provide policy and contact information, enable one-button purchasing, and tweak localization and supported languages by providing a specific locale rather than having Stripe detect the client's locale. And as I mentioned before, Stripe and PayPal have slightly different approaches to their invoicing features. With Stripe, you can select between Starter and Plus plans for your invoicing. Starter gives you 25 free invoices per month, after which you're charged 0.4% per paid invoice. Plus provides some automation and advanced collection features and costs 5% per invoice. PayPal has no limit on the number of invoices you can send, but you'll pay the standard online transaction fee of 3.49% plus 49 cents for each paid invoice. Stripe Billing is an additional feature that's available if you're dealing with recurring charges. The feature is available at 0.5% per recurring charge. There's also a scale plan for 0.8% per recurring charge that connects to NetSuite and sends customers an additional quote before they start a subscription. Custom pricing is available for large volumes. PayPal allows you to design and enable subscription pricing from your dashboard for no additional charge. Keep in mind that PayPal does not support ACH payments under its name branded label, however. Both Stripe and PayPal allow for programmatic customization, as is typical for most payment processors. That said, while PayPal Commerce's developer tools are good, Stripe more or less is its developer tools, assuming you aren't using it through a white label service such as Shopify. PayPal has taken some pains to flesh out its developer environment. Documentation is now broken up according to the type of business you're coding for, so you can easily find tutorials for small businesses, marketplace platforms, or large enterprises. In the last case, PayPal will nudge you toward one of its subsidiaries, such as Braintree, Hyperwallet, or Simility. Note that Braintree is an excellent payment platform in its own right, which you can directly compare to Stripe. PayPal doesn't appear to have quite that level of comprehensive developer support, but you will get some easy to follow tutorials for getting things up and running, as well as a JavaScript SDK. Stripe's API, on the other hand, is its major selling point. Stripe is a RESTful API that uses API keys to authenticate requests. Stripe provides official libraries for various programming languages and mobile platforms. You can code your features from scratch, follow one of the detailed guides, or clone an existing project to build off of. Of the two, PayPal's service is the more well-developed via the PayPal Zettle service. It's far from fully featured, but it's robust enough to allow you to take the occasional card-present transaction when you need to reliably. The basic stuff is free, but you'll need to pay a fee of $39 to $49 a month if you want inventory tracking. Swipe or dipped credit or debit card transactions are charged at 2.29% plus 9 cents per transaction. Stripe now has a beta for what it calls Stripe Terminal, an SDK that allows you to build Stripe's payment processing into a point-of-sale app, either on a mobile platform or on the web. It comes with pre-certified hardware and additional features to make the integration process as simple as possible. Please keep in mind that this is not a ready-to-go POS or mobile point-of-sale system and will require some coding to bring online. Stripe's card present rate is 2.7% plus 5 cents a transaction, making it marginally more expensive than PayPal Zettle. Both Stripe and PayPal feature robust international support. So let's look at what kind of support the services currently provide. Stripe supports a variety of payment methods and over 135 currencies. Stripe's supported payment methods are broken down into two categories: universal and local. Local payment types are only available in the region in which they are most popular. That includes ACH, Bank Contact, EPS, GiroPay, Ideal, Klarna, Multibanco, P24, SEPA Direct Debit, so forth. There are too many currencies supported by Stripe to list them here, but you can find them on Stripe's website. Additionally, Stripe gives businesses the ability to avoid exchange fees by specifying present mint currencies when you set Stripe up. Stripe will accumulate separate balances for each currency you're paid with, which can then route to different bank accounts. If your present mint currency differs from the settlement currency, Stripe will automatically make the conversion for you, but this comes at an additional 1% fee. As is the case with just about all Stripe services, you probably need to do some coding to set this up. PayPal handles things a little differently. To accept international payments, you simply toggle on the feature from your account. You can then specify whether you want all foreign sales to be automatically converted to US dollars or do so manually. You can hold foreign currencies in your PayPal Commerce account until you want to convert them. PayPal Commerce supports over 100 currencies. PayPal Commerce also supports numerous local payment types, including Bank Contact, Blick, EPS, GiroPay, Ideal, MyBank, P24, and so forth. So which is better? It depends on how much coding you're willing to do. Stripe allows for an extraordinary amount of precise control over how you want your international payments handled. PayPal makes it pretty easy so long as you don't need to do anything fancy. The edge goes to Stripe in terms of potential and to PayPal for ease of use. But what about funding times? Stripe is in line with industry standards in that most US-based merchants will see funds deposited in their bank account within 2 business days. In other countries, your payout time may be a bit longer. PayPal offers its merchants near instant funding by depositing their funds in their PayPal wallets, which can be spent online. Merchants who also have the PayPal Business debit card can spend their PayPal balance anywhere that accepts MasterCard. However, you can also send your PayPal funds to your bank account within 1 to 2 business days or initiate an instant deposit for 1.5% of the transfer amount. 5 years ago, it would have been strange to see a payment processor offering its customers loans, but it's an increasing common perk among the bigger platforms. Both PayPal and Stripe offer loans, but PayPal's lender infrastructure is older, more developed, and spread across a number of products, including PayPal Working Capital and Loan Builder. Stripe's service is called Stripe Capital. As Loan Builder is autonomous from PayPal Commerce, let's stick to comparing similar products. Both of these services are available to only customers and are repaid through the processor, keeping a percentage of your credit card sales until you've settled your account. In that way, they're similar to a merchant cash advance. Neither PayPal nor Stripe offers much information about fees and rates, which is at odds with their otherwise transparent pricing. PayPal does, however, disclose the maximum borrowing amount, up to 35% of your annual sales, for a max of $300,000. PayPal and Stripe are far from the only payment processors with e-commerce capabilities. If you've been reading this comparison and don't feel like either company fits, you still have additional options. While Square is better known for being a leader in POS transactions, its e-commerce capabilities are pretty well developed at this point. If you're looking for an expensive ecosystem not unlike PayPal's, but at Stripe's price, Square isn't a bad choice. Just be aware that Square doesn't offer much in terms of international support. While it may not be as big a name, Verifone's 2-checkout service offers a similar type of flat rate month-to-month service to Stripe and PayPal. It also offers comprehensive international support, but doesn't support in-person transactions at all. So what's the final verdict? The PayPal price hike greatly changes the math when it comes to evaluating Stripe versus PayPal. While PayPal still offers convenience, brand recognition, and ease of use to e-commerce businesses, it now comes at one of the highest rates for a service of its type. PayPal is clearly counting on its reputation and unique features, like its proprietary digital wallet to help customers swallow the fee. Unfortunately, it's hard to see how that fee doesn't cut deeply into the revenue of businesses that are doing more than an occasional transaction. This could be a great opportunity for Stripe to grab market share so long as it can keep its own prices under control. And while not as convenient for very small businesses that lack developer support, it's now able to market itself as a low-cost alternative to PayPal. It's an incredibly powerful and feature-rich platform in its own right, and a bit more customizable with the right skill set. As always, focus on the features you need, not just now, but in the future, and choose the service that offers what you need at an acceptable price point. So that wraps up my comparison of Stripe versus PayPal. Thank you for watching, Mavericks. Please share your thoughts, comments, and questions in the comments section below. We answer every comment, and we'd love to hear your thoughts. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more useful videos that help make small business easy. Until next time, Mavericks, we'll be back.